how we translate that. Krishna, from his side, is unlimitedly merciful. He has given us his mercy by giving us the holy name, you know? And he is fully present in the holy name. Nam Nama Kari Bahuda Ninja Saga Shakti. Holy power is there in the holy name. Krishna has already given all mercy. Etadrishim Tava Kripa. This is your mercy, Bhagavan, Mama. The only problem is, Tu Devam Idrisham Yahajani Na Anuraga. I don't have intense desire to receive your mercy. Then this is the problem. Even though you are merciful, because I don't care, then I cannot receive your mercy. Isn't it? This is the problem. That's why I say, do you want to become perfect? It's not easy to become perfect. Because it's not perfect according to me, it's perfect according to Krishna. Perfect according to what Krishna wants, how Krishna wants us to be. Because I can say, yeah, I think I am quite perfect. According to my conception of perfection, I think I am perfect. But are you perfect according to Krishna's conception of perfection? Krishna wants us to be completely perfect. Because otherwise we will suffer. We're suffering. How many lives have we been suffering? So much suffering. Billions of lives. And this is very sad for Krishna. Because he knows that we are made for something better. We are made to experience transcendental bliss of loving Krishna. But we don't care about loving Krishna. And this is the problem. We don't want to develop love for Krishna. Therefore, Krishna cannot help us, because Krishna cannot force us. Because if he would force us, then that would be it's no more love, you know. If I force you, then it's not love, it's just because you're forced. So Krishna gives us the free will, which is the foundation of love. And then we have to do the step that even though I have this free will, I decide to use this free will in order to love you. I can kill you, or I can love you, but I choose to love you. You know, everybody you see in the street, you can kill that person. You have that power, but if you choose that I don't want to kill this person, I want to love this person, then you're making the step toward, you're using your free will in the right way, not in the wrong way. Some people decide, I want to kill this person, and they do it. Fortunately, not so many people decide this, but some people make some in between. And so they decide, and they use their free will, maybe not in the worst way, but still in not the best way also. Krishna is giving us the chance. What do you want to do? You can become a saint, and you can become
demon.
A demon, depending on you. Suram, Asuram. You have choice. In your life, you can start as a demon and end as a saint, or start as a saint and end as a demon. You can even change many times if you want. It's possible. The human has this capacity. Animals, they don't have. We don't have saintly animals. No? I mean, very few, maybe, but we don't have animals that decide that. We don't have a tiger that decide from now on I become vegetarian. I don't want to harm anybody else. I will eat only bananas. You from Bengal? Do tigers eat bananas? No, they don't have this consciousness. But human beings, they have the consciousness to desire changing. I want to change. And it's very important desire. Because if we don't want to change, then we are the reason of all of our suffering. How we are right now is the exact result of that we don't want to change. If you have some problem, if you don't like something, how you are, then just change. If you don't want to change, then that's the problem. It's very simple, but there are very few people who want to change. Everybody thinks, I'm quite okay. Or I will change little bit later. Or slowly I will change. You know? Slowly, but time is not going slowly. Seconds are flying, minutes are flying, even hours are flying, you know? Years are flying. Do you remember when you were a little kid? You remember? No?
Little.
You even forgot. But it's not that far. It's not that far. Time is flying. And 10 years go very fast. How many 10 years do you have in your life? How many decades? Conscious decades. I mean, it starts maybe from 25, because before it's from 20. Before 20 is like childhood. You know, in childhood you don't do much. You don't do things really important and valuable. You just waste your time playing and doing nonsense. Because you don't have yet the consciousness that I can do something great, you know? So then from the time you have consciousness, oh, actually I can do something great in my life, you're already 20. How many decades will you have from 20? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, you're already 60. 60, you're already old. No?
50.
Hmm?
Even 50.
Even 50, but let's say 60. That means you have 4 decades to make your life. And after 4 decades, when you're 60, depending what you did before, but you may not have many other capacity to improve your life from 60. You may, if you did the previous one. And then 4 decades, how long have you been a devotee?
8.
8, so to 1 decade. It's fast, huh? Already 1 of these 4 has passed, only 3 now. Are you happy with that?
Yes.
The one you finished? Yeah? Will you make the 3 other one in the same way?
If I
Will you make the 3 other decades that remained in the same way?
I hope it will be better.
Ah, so he wants to change. Because my point is this, the desire to change is very important. It's very, very important. Like, Narottam Das Thakur change is written here. Goranga bolite have pulaka sharira. When will I cry, when I chant the name of Mahaprabhu? When all my hair will stand on end. Hari Hari bolite nayanedi babiniya. So he's willing to change because he's speaking in the future. He's saying, obey. Obey means it will happen. And he's saying, Kobe. When? Kobe means when. Ara Kobe Nitachan. When the mercy of Lord Nityananda will come and transform me. Do you want to be transformed by the mercy of Nitai?
Yes.
Yes? Do you want? Do you cry for being transformed by the mercy of Nitai?
No.
That's the problem. Want without crying is not wanting.
It's not coming. My heart is stone.
That's the problem. Do you want to remain stone? Stone can cry. Yeah. We need the desire to change. Narottam Das Thakur wants to change. He's showing us the example. I want to change. I don't want to stay like this. I need the mercy of Nityananda. This is very important because we should be burning with the desire to change. Then only change is possible. As long as our desire to change is like floppy, we won't be able to change much. We will be carried away by the waves of material ocean of existence. What is this song? Papa loves to sing. I forgot. Gai Gorachan Madur Swari. You do remember? Exactly. So there is one verse saying that we're being tossed between the waves of the material energy, here and there, here and there. Only one way. Tattara lolyam api molyam ekaram. Lolyam is an intense desire to attain the mercy of Krishna, to attain pure love for Krishna. Pure love for Krishna can only be attained by intense desire to attain it. And if someone doesn't awaken to such an intense desire, then we're living like a zombie. Zombie is a person who is breathing but has no life inside. Or Shukadev Goswami called a living corpse. And we should not live like that. We are made to feel. The soul is made to feel. Very beautiful feelings. Prema is a feeling. You know? Prema is not a tangible thing, it's a feeling. And that's the goal of life. So the goal of life is a feeling. And we should start to feel also in our heart. And then he says, Vishaya Shayariya Kavi. When will I give up all desire to enjoy this material world? Vishaya is the desire that I will enjoy the material world. You want to enjoy the material world? There is no joy in this material world, isn't it? Is there some joy in this material world? No joy. Only illusion of joy. Like a mirage. Mirage? Mirage. Like a mirage. It looks like there is some joy, but when you try to catch it, then actually there is nothing. It was not joy. That's material world. Looks like there is water in the desert, but when you come there, actually there was no water. There was no oasis. Only sand. This is material world. So Prabhupada came to give us the desire to change. And we have to catch that desire from him. And then, if someone develops the desire to change and he knows Krishna, then all mercy will come. But mercy will come depending on how much we're crying for mercy. If we're not crying for mercy, then mercy is blocked by our lethargy. So we can interfere with mercy by hiding ourselves from mercy. Yeah? Guru Govinda Maharaj would say, when the sun is rising. You know, the sun is enlightening everything when it's rising. But if you close your, how do you call this? Des volets. Comment on dit les volets? Shutters. If you close the shutters of your house, then the light of the sun cannot come inside the house. You cannot accuse the sun. It's because you're closing the shutters of your house, so the light doesn't come, even though the sun is giving light already for you to take. But still you have to open the shutters of your house. Otherwise, light will not come inside. Krishna Surya Sama, Maya Andhakara. Krishna is like the sun. He's like the light, and he is giving his mercy. Why Krishna would be here in Sarsel? If he has any business to do in Sarsel. There is no shopping for Krishna here in Sarsel. No? Nothing to get. I mean, even for a normal human being, there is nothing to get in Sarsel. But Krishna is merciful. He comes here just to give his mercy. Krishna came to Paris to give his mercy, to give his love to whoever wants to take them. Only problem is people don't know, because they don't have desire. So how can we develop desire? By associating with those who have the desire, then we can develop the desire to change. Can develop the desire to become like Krishna wants. And it's a beautiful life. It's here on the golden plate for us to take it. Enichi o shali maya nashi barelagi. Eina harinama mahamantra jau tumi lagi. I have brought you the medicine to become cured from this material disease. Oshadi is the remedy. This remedy is the holy name, Harinam Mahamantra. Jao to me lagi. I am giving it for you to take it. So still you have to take it. If you don't take it, I cannot do. I cannot force you. Krishna will never force us, because force is going against love. And if he would force us, then the possibility of loving Krishna would not exist. It would be just some, I don't know, some puppet in Krishna's hands. Have you ever been playing with a puppet like this? No? Never? A little bit, we tried. And is it very funny? It's funny for a little time, and then after you get bored. Because the puppet does only exactly what you make it doing. But if you stop, the puppet doesn't do anything anymore. So that's not kind of relationship that Krishna wants. You know, it's not funny. It's not really constructive. So Krishna gives us life. He gives us independent will. So the puppet, now you can do whatever you want. Then it becomes more interesting for Krishna. Because if you have a baby cat, have you ever seen little baby cat? They're cute. You can play with the baby cat much more than you play with the puppet. It's funny because the baby cat is a living being, so there is interaction, and he's doing what he wants. Sometimes he's not doing what you want, and the game is more funny with the baby cat, no? Did you ever get some baby cat when you were young? Yeah? Was it nice? I mean, for a kid, it's nice, no? To have a baby cat. They're so cute. I would take them like this, and I would teach them how to do, how to say, backflip. looping on the bed. And I would take them like this, they're so small, so I would just do looping. And the little cat would be doing like that. And I would take one more time. It was fun. And I loved them, but I think it was a little bit too much for them. And it was good, you know. Interaction. This is interaction. Krishna wants interaction, loving interaction. So he gives us independence, free will. Now do whatever you want. How does he say this to Arjuna? Tatecha. At the end of the Bhagavad Gita, he says to Arjuna, anyway, I told you everything, now you do whatever you want. Yes. Oh, son of Guru, do whatever you want now. That's Krishna. He spoke for 700 verses and at the end you say, okay, now you do whatever you want. But the question is, what do we want? This is the main point. Mercy is there. We are already drowning in the mercy. You know, to be able to look at Krishna as deity like this is already inconceivable mercy. Where in the universe people have the chance to look at Krishna's form? It's extremely rare. We don't realize, but it's extremely rare. In France, there are only 2 spots where you can look at Krishna's form, for example. France is big, but there are only 2 rooms in which you can look at Krishna's form. Maybe some little more also, but not much, you know? Yes?
What's your question?
It's not a question.
What did you say? I was looking for the quote for Bhagavad Gita.
Okay.
Wasn't it
I was saying that even looking at Krishna's form is inconceivable mercy that we don't realize. There are not many places in the world where you can look at Krishna's form, because even if you're next door, next room, you cannot. You have to come to this room, then you have a chance to look directly at Krishna's form. We don't realize this is the mercy. Krishna is giving his mercy. Who can see Krishna? Even the demigods, they don't have such a chance. They have to go to a temple. That's why Prabhupada said, you know, when we do the arati in London, to put 3 pillows, because the demigods, they're coming also to see the arati, because they don't have that there. So they come here to see Radha Shrivat, Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra. It's not that easy. Prabhupada extended the mercy of Krishna, multiplied the temples and gave the holy name to so many people, and we're going in the street chanting Hare Krishna, people can hear.
They can't see in the internet.
Yeah, but they're not going in the internet to search for Hare Krishna. They're going to search for nonsense in the internet. That's the thing. If everybody would be searching for Hare Krishna on the internet, that would be quite easy for us, but I can tell you they are not doing that. I've been already making some website for Krishna many times, and you don't have much audience on this kind of website. Sometimes one person is looking, you know, because when you are the webmaster, you're making, you know how many people they're actually visiting your website, and it's a little bit depressing. When you see how many people are actually coming to your website after so much work that you did for So that's the lack of desire. How can we develop the desire? Yes. So this associate of Mahaprabhu is such special personality. the eternal associate of Mahaprabhu. Nobody can imitate them because they just don't care. And they are very powerful. But, Mori Chaitanya was an Avaduta, running after the tigers, slapping them, playing with the venomous snake. And then I'm going to dive underwater and stay underwater for 3 days. Doesn't care. Or maybe, I don't know, he said he was remain submerged for 2 or 3 days. Means the head under the water also, or the head above the water. We cannot say because both can be called submerged. Even head under the water they can do. Prachetas, they remain 10,000 years under the water. And they were only yogis. Morali Chaitanya is an eternal associate of Nityananda. So he must be a Gopa in the spiritual world, coward world. They have transcendental bodies. And they can give love for Krishna to anyone. So that's the point. Murari Chaitanya no one can describe his specific characteristic, but it is understood that wherever Murari Chaitanya Das passed, whoever was present would be enlightened in Krishna consciousness simply by the atmosphere he created. You got that one? Simply by the atmosphere that Murari Chaitanya would create, even he didn't need to say anything, just by the atmosphere he would create. People who would meet him or see him, they would become Krishna conscious. That's good preaching. You just need to walk around and you're making people Krishna conscious. Because he was creating an atmosphere. Are we creating an atmosphere around us? Which kind of, everybody is creating an atmosphere, People think what I think remains in my head and nobody knows. Is it true? It's not true. What you think goes out of your head and it creates an atmosphere around you also. So if you think bad stuff, you're creating a bad atmosphere around you. And people who have eyes, they can see that. Even people who don't have eyes, they cannot see, but they can feel. This person have some bad aura, or some. I don't feel inspired by this person. And if someone has beautiful thoughts, they are shining. They have a beautiful aura because they're creating a nice atmosphere around us. How we say this? They emanate, they emanate love. Someone who is really loving, who has love for Krishna in his heart, he is emanating that love around you. Even if he doesn't say anything, he is transforming the world around him just by what he feels in his heart. So that's Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness happens inside ourselves first, and then outside is a consequence of our internal consciousness. Prabhupada could transform the world how he did it because of what he was inside his heart. Because inside the heart of Prabhupada was Krishna and Radha and all their associates and Vrindavan. Then wherever he goes, then he transforms that. Sthiti kurvanti tirtha. How is Tirtha bhuta swayam prabhu.
Vibhu.
Tirti kurvanti tirthani.
Zontastina Gadavrita.
What is the first line?
This is
I have it on the tip of my tongue, but I don't remember it. Bhagavad-gita Bhagavata. According to what you think in your heart, then if you think about Krishna in your heart, then you become a place of pilgrimage. And wherever you go becomes a place of pilgrimage too. This is Krishna consciousness. And this is what it is to be a preacher. A preacher is someone who carries Krishna in his heart first. And then because of that, he becomes a place of pilgrimage. And then when the people who meet him, they become transformed, like Lord Chaitanya, by the atmosphere he created, because he was carrying Gaurnitai in his heart. Then you transform everything. Even if you don't do anything, you just transform everything. And if you chant, if someone has love for Krishna when he chants, whoever hears that will go back to the spiritual world, even if they don't do anything. ISKCON says, when a pure devotee chants the holy name, whoever hears will be liberated. It's very powerful preaching. So the main point is to carry Krishna in our heart. Then we can do something. Then we can make a change. Be the change that you want to see in the world, you know? Gandhi said that. We want people to become happy. Sarva Sukhino Bhavantu. We want people to be happy. This is Prabhupada chart. When he was in 26 Second Avenue, remember 26 Second Avenue? We transformed it this year. Now it's a museum. We made it a museum with Radhanath Maharaj. It looks exactly like it was in 1966 now. We took the pictures and the movies from that time, and we bought everything exactly the same and placed there. We bought an old disc, record, like this. Everything we take that was in the picture, we bought the same. And I made a Vyasasan exactly like the Vyasasan was at that time, because one devotee. Okay. One devotee named Vamanadev, Prabhupada's disciple, was helping us, and he was there. At that time, he was sleeping in 26 Second Avenue. You were also sleeping in 26 Second Avenue. He slept in 26 Second Avenue, isn't it? Because when we went to New York, 2024, we arrived like midnight at the airport. So you cannot go to the temple and knock at the door at midnight. But I had the key of 26 Second Avenue. So I said to Revati, let's go to 26 Second Avenue and we can sleep there. And that's we slept in 26 Second Avenue at the feet of Prabhupada. So now we made it a beautiful museum, and there is a deity of Prabhupada now in 26 Second Avenue. You can see him from the front window, and people can see now, oh, who is this man at the back, because we keep the lights. So why was I saying this?
The sages, wherever they go, it becomes a tirtha, place of pilgrimage.
Prabhupada was carrying Krishna in his heart.
Yeah.
The preacher.
Prabhupada was carrying Krishna in his heart, then he transformed. That's how he transformed everything. That's how he transformed everyone. So we have to carry Krishna in our heart. It's good for us, and it's good for everyone also around us. And if we don't want to carry Krishna in our heart, then it's bad for us and bad for everyone around us also. And Krishna wants. Krishna is okay to come in our heart. He's okay. He's just waiting for us to open the door to him. He's waiting at the door. You know the story of Vital? Vital? one day Krishna was in Dwaraka, he came to Pandharpur because there was a great devotee there.
Vittala?
Yes. And that was, what was his name? The devotee in Pandharpur, Tukaram. Krishna came and he knocked at the door. And he opened and he said, "Oh Krishna, you've come here." And he said, "Oh, sorry, I'm giving message to my parents. Can you just wait 10 minutes? I come back." Then he closed the door and finished to message his parents. And Krishna waited in front of the door. And when he came back, he opened and Krishna transformed as a deity. This is called Vital. And Vital is standing like this because Krishna decided to stand on the brick. There was a brick there, so Krishna stood on the brick. And when he came back, Krishna transformed into the deity of Vital. The deity of Vital is still there in Pandharpur. You can go and see him, but you will have to make line for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9 hours, depending on how many people are there.
Wow.
I waited, I think, for 4 hours. And there is one building, entire building is just for making the line.
Wow.
Inside the building is just a labyrinth like this. Because so many people, otherwise the line will take the entire city. So Indians are very smart. I don't know who other in the world could figure out a building just for making line. And it's like this, inside the building. So you come down and you climb slowly the labyrinth. It's like just a big line. And after so many hours in this labyrinth, it was very hostile because in order to be saving space, to do more turn, they made the ceiling very low and I couldn't stand. So I had to be like that for so many hours. And then after you come to the top and then you have a bridge going inside the temple. Still this is the queue, And then you arrive at the temple and then you can see the deity after so many hours. You come in front of Vital and you have 30 seconds. Because after 30 seconds the pujari will push you and say, "Hey, next now." But it's very interesting because for 4 hours you're waiting for the darshan of Krishna. So when you finally arrive in front of him, you're ready. You're not losing your second, and you will have I didn't know. I was thinking I will be able to stand, but when I came, my desire was strong to see Krishna. I was very upset of waiting so many hours. So I had a really strong desire to see Krishna. And then something happens with the deity when you have really strong desire to see him, and Krishna reciprocates also. So I think maybe this is all his trick, to make us desire. And then you can realize what is to have the intense desire to see Krishna. So, this is the time. But we don't have. This is the problem. Shiva Maharaj says that the problem is not that we don't have prema. The problem is that although we don't have prema, we don't care. That's the problem. We should be very much disturbed and confused by why I don't have pure love for Krishna. Narottam Das Thakur saying, why when I chant the name of Gauranga, tears are not flowing from my eyes? Why? Or we can say, okay, when I chant the name of Gauranga, tears are not flowing from my eyes, and who cares? I don't mind. I can still live, I don't need to cry like that for living. But Narottam Das Thakur cares, and he's wondering why I am not crying when I'm chanting the name of Gauranga, or when I'm chanting the name of Krishna. Then there is something wrong with me. Are we thinking that? So, Narottam is inviting us to think like him. And by thinking like Narottam, we can be transformed. We should be concerned that I am practicing this Krishna consciousness, but I'm not crying. As long as you're not crying, you're not practicing Krishna consciousness. You're faking Krishna consciousness. And that's already good, it's better than nothing. It's better to fake Krishna consciousness than to do something else. Maybe one day that will make you cry for Krishna. At some point, maybe you will realize now, maybe I should start to do it really, then start crying. And then Krishna consciousness becomes another reality when we start crying. When the intensity of our desire to see Krishna and to love Krishna will grow so much that we will be crying, then Krishna now can start to reciprocate with us. Because Krishna doesn't reciprocate with shallow feelings. He's not a shallow person. Krishna is a very deep person. And he cannot really reciprocate when we just not really, into what we're doing. Krishna needs us to be really invested in what we're doing. Then Krishna consciousness becomes very nice. And Krishna comes, Krishna will come in our heart. Why Krishna is not in our heart? Why can't we see him? There is a problem. No? Every morning when we wake up, we should be aware that there is a big problem. And I don't want to stay in this problem. I remember one day I was in New York and my friend Krishna Prasad Prabhu came. We were changing in temple room before Mangalarti. And I noticed he was not looking happy. So I asked him, Prabhu, what happened? You don't look happy. He said, no, I'm very bad. I said, what happened? He said, I think I have developed some disease, very serious disease. So I was concerned. I said, what disease do you have? He said, I don't have taste for chanting the name of Krishna. Then I told him, oh, that's a very bad disease. Very, very bad disease. Worse than cancer. I'm very sorry for you. Isn't it worse than cancer? The lack of taste for chanting Krishna's name? If you can choose between the two, which one do you take? Cancer or no taste for chanting the holy name? This is now my test to you. How much do you want Krishna? Now, if I propose you a deal, there is two options. One option, you don't have cancer, but you don't have taste for chanting the holy name. The other option, you have taste for chanting the holy name, but you have cancer also. Which one do you choose? Think about it and think if you really want to develop taste for chanting the holy name. Would you accept to get cancer at the same time for getting the taste for chanting the holy name? It's an interesting question. Very interesting, because it's tangible. I make it like that. We could do with many things, but cancer is quite relevant for us nowadays because we see people dying from cancer, and it's not a funny thing. It's real suffering. I know some people who are dying from cancer. I have lost many friends dying from cancer. It's not a funny thing. But the thing is that how much do we want to obtain the mercy of Krishna? Are we ready to give anything to get that? Even our health, life, you know? Would you how to say? Would you change that for the taste for chanting the holy name? So I noticed that she only answered, nobody else answered. So I guess you are still asking yourself which one I will take. Okay, you have time, think about it, but don't forget my question, because I want an answer. I'm not the kind of person who can be satisfied with silence when I ask questions. This is not proper answer, you know, silence. When you distribute books, you come to someone, you talk to them, if they remain silent, you become upset, no? Same thing. It's just natural, basic, how we call this, politeness to answer when asking a question. Now I admit, question is not easy. I made it, I made it tough. It's not an easy question for someone who doesn't know. Someone who knows, it's very easy answer. He will answer very easy. And people in the street, they also know very clearly. If you ask them, do you want to have cancer or taste, lack of taste for Krishna, they will tell you very easily, yeah, I don't care, I can have lack of taste for chanting Hare Krishna. They already don't have. But it's a big thing. Because if you have taste for chanting Hare Krishna, cancer is not a problem. Not at all. Maybe even a blessing. Because that means very soon you will see Krishna, isn't it? Because if you have taste for chanting Hare Krishna, that means ruchi, you go back to Krishna as well. So cancer is not a problem, it's a shortcut. And when you're doing a line for hours and hours and hours, if I give you opportunity to get a shortcut, you take it. No? Because this is what happened when I was in Pandharpur. Actually, I think after 4 hours, somebody said, no, let them go, they're foreigners, you know, they should go in front. They should not wait like us. So the old people started to be nice with us and they let us go in front. So we went fast at the end like this. We took it. Shortcut. Okay, thank you very much, dear devotees. I put that question in your hands and contemplate it and see what you want to do with your life. Krishna is ready to give you taste for chanting the holy name, but you need to desire it to such a level. Then he will give you. And that's just an example. I mean, maybe the requirement is a little bit more than that. But this is what it is, you know. Bhakti is a heart transaction. You have to give your heart in order to receive Krishna's heart. It's not easy to give our heart. But if you do, you're ready to sacrifice your health, your life, everything you have. You're ready to. Then Krishna knows this person wants to see me, really. And with such person, then Krishna can reciprocate. And then you can carry Krishna in your heart. It's such a beautiful life, no? Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah.
Oh, that garland is falling apart.
Go already.